Hi everyone, welcome back to Pine Hollow out of Diagnostics. Today we have a couple sports cars. Already fixed this one. Now let's get to this one. This one's definitely cooler, by the way. 2016 Ford Mustang 2.3 liter 4-cylinder EcoBoost. It's automatic. What's the customer complaint? Let's see. Car sat undriven during the winter. After 3 or 4 weeks of driving again, the check engine light came on. The car has a real bad lag / stutter at 3,000 RPM and also a loud rattle that sounds like it's coming from the back of the car. Sound can be heard significantly from inside the cabin. I ran a set of codes at home. You can see the PDFs, some misfires going on. I think he had a cylinder 2 and 4 misfire. Car had been into the shop a couple of times. He told me he took it to Pep Boys. I had new plugs and ignition coils put in, and they threw the old ones away. Did not solve the issue. Engine code would come back on after 10 minutes. So, alright. Yeah, this thing looks like it's been sitting for a while. I did a pre-scan. We have 2 codes stored in the PCM, but it says misfires during startup and missing communication with active grill shutter. Not very helpful. So my game plan is let's check the fluids, clean the windshield, and take it for a test drive with the scanner, see if we can reproduce the customer complaint. Alright, oil's good, coolant's good. Aftermarket radio is junk because you cannot shut off the climate control because the touch screen is all messed up. Whatever. I'm going to clear out the codes in the engine computer. Okay, and now I just want to look at the live data. And we can do a power balance test while we're taking this thing for a test drive. Alright, so we're just looking at some basic data: coolant temp, RPM, long-term trim, and acceleration value of cylinders 1 through 4. Okay, I think it's warming up the cats. Let's take it for a spin. Each time I get into one of these little turbo engine sports cars, they're surprisingly peppy. You can hear the turbo. Long far cry from an old school Mustang. We'll get to the highway and see how it really performs. Alright, so far so good. I'm going to punch it a little bit. Oh, right there. Looks like cylinder 2 is our culprit. Even at 2,500 RPM under heavier throttle. Definitely cylinder 2 dropping out. Now you hear that ding, 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 ding. I think that might be fuel getting into the cat and blowing up. Sounds like it's right by my foot. Pretty hard fish bite misfire. Pretty consistent on cylinder number 2. So at least we have good direction. We reproduced the customer complaint. Now back to the shop and see if we can see why this is going on. Alright, let's see if the Ford set any codes. Sure enough, P0302. Excellent. So we're going after a cylinder 2 misfire. Let's save this in a report. And go under the hood, check the coils and plugs. It's definitely an ignition misfire. I can't even get the valve cover off because the monkeys at Pep Boys over torqued it or something. vice grip on the stud. Finally got the nut broke loose, and now should be able to get this off. Much better. Okay. So this whole thing was spinning because everything's plastic. Of course. Here we have our brand new no-name ignition coils and spark plugs. So I'm going to label them 1 through 4. We're going to play some Swaptronics, swap 1 and 2, and take a look at the plugs, see what's going on. Alright, well, I'm somewhat surprised that we do have NGK iridium plugs. This is number 2, this is number 3. It says FOMO Co on the coils. So this combo is misfiring. You can see number 3 plug is much cleaner than number 2 on the porcelain. I mean, number 2 isn't bad, but number 3 is like almost like brand new. Number 2, definitely black on the insulator. See how clean that insulator is? Not so clean. Could this be due to a failing injector, injecting too much fuel? Perhaps. But let's swap number 2 and number 3 around, plugs and coils, take it for a test drive, see if the problem moves. If it doesn't, that won't be good. Alright, here we go. Number 2 and number 3 coils swapped around. Let's clear the codes, take it for another test drive, look at that live scan data. Alright, here we go. Clear the DTCs and look at that same data list. Well, it didn't need to go far. There it is, cylinder 3. Let's go a little further. Same sound. See, cylinder 3 misfired. Coil or plug? Let's turn around and swap the coils around, 2 and 3, back to their original locations and see if it's a spark plug. Alright, here we go. Cylinder 3. Bad NGK spark plug, how about that? I'm going to put a few more miles on it just to be 100%, and then we'll order 1 spark plug, I guess. Alright, so this is the original number 2 spark plug. That was just cylinder number 3. Doing a very close visual inspection. What could be wrong with this? I see a very suspicious line going like this. Boom. Guys, it's cracked. The porcelain is absolutely cracked. No wonder. So not NGK's fault, it's the monkeys at Pep Boys that can't install spark plugs. Unbelievable. Let's get just 1 new spark plug from the auto parts store. Hopefully they have this in stock. Put it in and this Mustang should be 100% ready to go. Courtesy of Fisher Auto Parts, brand new spark plug identical to the cracked one we extracted. So let's pop this in, take the Mustang for 1 more test drive. It should run butter smooth and not set any misfire codes. Alright, let's try a little fast acceleration. Ready? No misfires, the graphs look perfect. Mystery solved. User error, mechanic error. At Pep Boys, they could not install a spark plug on a very easy 4-cylinder engine. Not recommended to go to a change shop like that for anything other than maybe an oil change or a brake job. But they can even mess that up too. So I think the owner will be very happy. Mustang's back on the road, running great. And that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. A little bonus footage on the 2016 Ford Mustang. The windshield sprayer washer doesn't spray. The pump turns on, but it doesn't spray on the window. What the heck could be the problem? So I dug into it a little bit last time, and I ended up snapping this really brittle plastic fitting that goes to the sprayer. So I ordered a brand new one from Ford, and here it is. It's the whole assembly. There's the nozzle. There's where it plugs in. And interesting to note that these actually require some pressure to open. So if you just blow through this, nothing comes out. So I'm going to see with a bicycle pump what the opening pressure is of these nozzles. If I just plug it into here, so you can see on my pump gauge there, it has to build some pressure, you know, maybe 5 psi to actually open. So let's try the sprayer. Let's see if water comes out of this thing while there's no nozzle attached, and then we're going to attach the nozzle and see if the pump is strong enough to actually spray. Alright, here we go. Key on. And spray. Okay, so obviously some liquid poured out. Now I'm going to install the nozzle in here. Should just clip right in, and then there's this little retainer that closes around it, so it should stay in here, I think. So that plastic retainer needs to be pinched. Well, let's see if it sprays out of the nozzle when I pull the lever. Okay, I gotta fix that fitting first, huh? Alright, I'm using a little baby clamp to pinch the nozzle. Let's spray it again. How about that? It actually works. Amazing. We're done. I don't know why it wasn't working before, but it works now, so let's reinstall everything and ship this thing. Alright, we've got a little fuel injection clamp holding that retainer together. That should work perfectly. Let's see if everything works great. Miracle. Most excellent.